Did you know that before Jewish people were called Jews, they were actually called Hebrews? The first Hebrew was Abraham, who was known as Ha'ivri, or he who comes from the other side. In context, this referred to the fact that Abraham hailed from the other side of the Euphrates. Our sages explain, however, that Abraham earned this title not only for his birthplace across the river, but for his faith and culture, which ran against the currents of popular belief. In the evocative words of the Midrash, the entire world lived on one side of the theological divide, and Abraham was willing to stand alone on the other. To be a Hebrew, then, is to possess the courage to stand apart, to dare to be different, and to be willing to take on and to take down the idols of the day. In recent centuries, some have encouraged assimilation as a means to set the Jewish people free from differential treatment and anti-Semitism. Besides the futility of assimilation in the eyes of anti-Semites, history attests the complete disappearance of those Jewish factions who chose to assimilate. To quote Cecil Roth, throughout their history there have been weaker elements who have shirked the sacrifices which Judaism entailed. They have been swallowed long since in the great majority. Only the more stalwart have carried on the traditions of their ancestors and can now look back with pride upon their superb heritage. Are we to be numbered with the weak majority or with the stalwart minority? It is for ourselves to decide. Our stubborn commitment to truth, no matter how out of style or step it might be, is why we are still here, while so many others have vanished into the shadows of history. In sum, just as poetry was famously defined in the 20th century as news that stays news, Jewish history is defined by Jews who stay Jews.